Hello, race fans, and welcome to Sabine Speedway. My name is Joshua Bell. It's my pleasure to be your announcer this evening. You can find us on Facebook at Sabine Speedway, and you can find me on Facebook at Joshua Bell-Announcer. If this is your first time here, we've got some courtesy rules that you should know. During green flag competition, please remain seated so that those behind you have a chance to see the action. Also, please do not stand along the fence while the cars are racing. We ask this for your safety. If you are seated in front of the press box, we ask that at the end of each race, you wait until the cars are slowed, until they've all come to a caution pace. The reason we ask this, we're asking you to please remain seated until all the cars are slowed. We ask this for the reason of our scorers having to see the cars cross the finish line. It can be difficult to see sometimes if people start standing as soon as the checker flag waves. So please, if you're seated in front of the press box, remain seated until the full conclusion of each race. After that, you may roam around as you please. We're going to start with what we call hot laps. These are practice laps for the drivers to make sure their cars are working properly. After hot laps, we will have our opening ceremonies, followed by qualifying heat races. These races are short in distance, and the purpose of them is to determine the starting order for the feature race. Feature races will be longer, typically 15 to 20 laps, and the finishing order will determine the payout to the drivers at the end of the night. In action tonight, we have the front-wheel drive 4 cylinders, the BOM Bank factory stocks, the American Championship Series limited modifieds, and the Foy Motors crate late models. Eight entries for the front-wheel drive 4-cylinder division. We've got 20 cars in the pits for the limited modifieds presented by American Championship Series. 16 drivers driving the Foy Motors crate late models, and 19 BOM Bank factory stocks. Attention in the pits, we need the limited modifieds to staging lane for your hot laps. Limited modifieds to staging lane for hot laps. Front wheel drive 4 cylinders, now is your time to be hot lapping. So if you're not already lined up, please get there. Limited modifieds, you guys will be next. First car out from Keithville, Louisiana, that's the F5 of Ben McDuff. Driving the 99 tonight is going to be Robert Barber out of Florine. The C49 is Chris Waters. Chris Waters out of Belmont, Louisiana. The C23 will be Colin Jones from Provençal. Here comes the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. The first car out from Heinston, Louisiana. That's the 78 of R.C. Hagan, followed by the 5C of Logan Crayon from DeRitter. The 7L is Levon Cup. Levon Cup out of Colfax, Louisiana. The 3 is Levi Wilkerson. Wilkerson from Rusk, Texas. And the 21 of J.R. Bamberg out of Pitkin. Also in turn number 2 from Benton, Louisiana, the 25 is Josh Bauckham. Rolling out of turn number 2, the 71, driven by Matt Burney out of Forest Hill. Also on the track for that hot lap session, rolling down the backstretch, the current point leader for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds, the B99 of Ben Leedy out of Jonesboro, Louisiana. Next group coming out, leading the charge from Texarkana, Arkansas. The L17 is Logan Griffin, followed by the 07 of Adam Ware. Ware is from Seeper. The current point leader for the state of Louisiana, the Bayou Dirt Life Limited Modified point leader, the 4-7 double C of Connor Williams out of Sibley, Louisiana, followed by the 7 double C of Colby Williams from Sibley. The 46 is going to be Adam Stevens from Jefferson, Texas, followed by another Jefferson native, the 18 of Stephen Hogan. The 9R is Barron Prince from Houghton, Louisiana, and the C7 star is going to be Corey Neal Jr. from Bridge City, Texas. The 11P, driven by Peyton Parker out of Florine. And from Spring, Texas, the 955 is going to be Bo Begno. Next driver out with the Jimmy Johnson scheme from El Dorado, Arkansas. That's the 14 junior of Michael King Jr., followed by the 25J of Jacob McRae out of Shreveport. Up next is the Foy Motors Crate Late Models, and the first car out in turns 1 and 2 from Vidor, Texas. That's the 22 of Tracy Denby Sr. Rolling into turn number 1 from Robeline, it's the 97 of Kay Dillard, followed by the 15 of Clayton Stuckey from Shreveport. The 100 driven by Brian Cook, he's from Florine. The B-17 all the way from Texarkana, Arkansas, that's Brandon Ball. And from Alexandria, Louisiana, the current Louisiana State point leader with the Bayou Dirt Life, presented by JCR Components. That's the 6X of Rob Litton. The F9 will be Mark Powell out of Anacoco. The next practice session for the Foy Motors Crate Late Models. From Houghton, Louisiana, the 54G is Garrett Gibson, followed by the 38 of Chris Shaw out of Ragley. The 76B will be driven by Jerry Basco. out of Flatwoods, Louisiana. The 18 is Caleb Dillard from Manny. The 1 will be Kevin Sitton from Baytown, Texas. 21X, Ryan French out of Natchitoches. Your current point leader for Sabine Speedway is the TY69, Stacy Villeman from Florine. And now joining the field from Leesville, the 4X is Brock Williams. 68B, driven by Corey Basco from Flatwoods. Here comes the BOM Bank Factory Stocks for their first hot lap session. Down the back straightaway from Mansfield is the 5 of Frank Cannizzaro. The 113 is 113 driven by Justin McClelland from Baytown, Texas. The 95 will be driven by Hayden Beckham from Quitman, Louisiana. The 3 is CJ Howell from Colfax, Louisiana. The 1 car, Stony Dubois from Robeline. The 4J is Randy Wheeler from Leesville, and also from Leesville, the C11 of Kyle Bassett. And your current point leader for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks rolls out of turn number 2 from Colfax. It's the 88M of Joshua Martin. From Colfax, Louisiana, John Parker Jr. driving the 9 car. The 37 is going to be Mickey Steele from Ball. 55, Dalton Dubois out of Robeline, followed by the Provençal native, the 15X of Dakota Wyatt. Another Provençal resident, the 23 of Daniel Jones behind him. The 44 going to be Toby Earhart from Anacoco. The 004 Todd Fredu out of Florine. The 10X is Josh Daughtery out of Shreveport. And the 100 plus will be Ross Cook from Florine. All right, folks, hot laps are complete. It's now time to light the fires on the engines. But we ask before we do that you would please rise and, gentlemen, remove your hats as we go to the Lord in prayer and sing the Star-Spangled Banner. Let's pray. God, your word says in Romans chapter 3, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and are justified by his grace as a gift through the redemption that is in Christ Jesus." Lord, we thank you for these words and for the redemption that it speaks of that is found only in Christ alone. Lord, that we have fallen short, we are unworthy of you in everything that we do, but you have made a way for us to turn from our sin, to repent and believe in the gospel, and trust that you have provided everything necessary for salvation in your beloved Son. Lord, we ask that you would keep the drivers safe tonight, the men and women who work on their cars, all the track officials, and the fans in the stands. We give you all glory and honor and praise in Christ's name. Amen. And now, folks, right in front or right behind Victory Lane, you see the American flag sitting there, a flag that represents our freedoms and our liberties, and it represents those who have fought and died for the liberties that we possess. We ask now that you would stand at attention and join us in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we've hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Front-wheel drive, 4 cylinders. We need you in staging lane. Front-wheel drive, 4 cylinders in staging lane. Here comes the front-wheel drive 4 cylinders for their first and only heat of the night. On the pole from Florine, driving the Wade Cook used cars, Brian Cook trucks, number 99 is Robert Barber. On the outside from Robeline, the Team Lewis Chapel, number M57 is Mike Szilard. To the inside of row number 2 from Provençal, the Jones Septic Hitman Designs LCC Trucking, number C23 is Colin Jones. And to the outside from Shreveport, the Outlaw Transmission Golf Cart Palace Edward Rice Parts Peddling DuPont Auto Service, number 06 of Jack DuPont. From Keithville, the F5 is Ben McDuff. Out of Belmont, driving the Team Lewis Chapel, Micah Arbuckle, Attorney at Law, Kevin Barker, Mobile Mechanic, J&M Land Pros. Number C49 is Chris Waters. And to the inside of the final row is going to be Michelle Tedder in the 11M, Hunter Hollis in the 71K out of Houghton, Louisiana. We are underway here for the heat race with the front-wheel drive 4 cylinders. Jack DuPont out to the early race lead. They're side by side for third behind Robert Barber. Make it 3 wide with Ben McDuff on the inside. McDuff goes side by side with Barber. Now Colin Jones into the wall in turn number 3. The C23 goes around in the third corner. That's going to bring out the caution flag. At the midpoint of the back straightaway from Manny, Louisiana, that's the Vines Construction Colt 45 Customs Delta Tree Service RNG Lawn Care, number 11M of Michelle Tedder. And from Halton, Louisiana, the TDJ Oilfield Services, number 71K is Hunter Hollis. Wanted to make sure to get a shout out to those sponsors for those 2 particular cars who started at the tail of the field. Lights are out, green flag. Jack DuPont now out front. Chris Waters in the second spot. Ben McDuff in third, gives chase down the back straightaway. He's going to look to the inside. They have a run there coming out of turn number 4 on the C49 of Waters, but Waters will keep him there. So Jack DuPont, Chris Waters, Ben McDuff. That is your field. Ben McDuff paces behind the C49 of Waters. Hunter Hollis has now caught that duo. He's reeling them in, trying to make a battle for second between 3 cars. Now Hollis to the outside of McDuff. They're side by side down the back stretch. Hollis is going to have to get on the binders there as they enter corner number 3. Halfway signal displayed. 3 laps down, 3 laps to go. Ben McDuff now to the inside of Chris Waters. Little bit of a slam there into turn 1, number 1. Out of turn 2, they're still side by side. Maybe a little bit of contact as they roll down the back stretch. 2 to go this time by. Jack DuPont has a healthy advantage. The F5 of Ben McDuff now in the second spot. Chris Waters third and Hunter Hollis in fourth. Now Hollis gets into the side of Waters. Can't make the pass there. Out of turn 2 they go. The white flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for Jack DuPont as he puts Mike Szilard 1 lap down. Now McDuff will approach the slower car, looking to the inside to make the pass. He'll be able to do it. That may save the second place run for Ben McDuff as they come to the checkers. 06 Jack DuPont is going to take the win. Second place goes to Ben McDuff. Third is Chris Waters. Hunter Hollis in fourth. Robert Barber will come around for a top five. Michelle Tedder and Mike Szilard will round out the field. So your top three cars. In third from Belmont, Louisiana, the C49 of Chris Waters. Second place from Keithville, the F5 of Ben McDuff. And your winner from Shreveport, the 06 of Jack DuPont. Heat race number 1 for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. On the pole, from Houghton, Louisiana, the Arclitect Shop Builders, Arclitect's Garage Doors, A-Mark Metals, IRP Race Cars. Number 9R is Baron Prince. On the outside, from Benton, the Total Custom Carbs, the Dent Pro, Easy One Racing Engines, Dominator Race Cars. Number 25 of Josh Bauckham. To the inside of row number 2, from Bridge City, Texas, the First Class Septic All-in-One Plumbing, All-American Racing Engines, IRP by LN7. That's Corey Neal Jr. And to the outside, out of Jefferson, Texas, the Dale Duncan Racing, Jim Goad Trucking, Stevens Services, PTS Racing Engines, number 46 of Adam Stevens. Levon Cup drives the 7L. Out of Colfax, the Giggles and Hugs Learning Center, Chris's Automotive, Bumper to Bumper Auto Parts, IRP Race Car. The 955 is going to be Bo Begno from Spring, Texas, and Stephen Hogan. And the Straight Up Nutrition and Energy, number 18, out of Jefferson, Texas. We are green for heat race number 1, the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. Down the back straightaway they go. Josh Bauckham is your race leader. Baron Prince and Corey Neal Jr., the top 3. Adam Stevens, now Bo Begno from the outside of row number 3, up to the 5th spot, now challenging for 4th. But here comes Corey Neal Jr. to the inside of Baron Prince. He'll take the 2nd spot away. Begno around the outside of Adam Stevens for 4th. They're going to battle out of turn 2. All cars advance to the feature race for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. 8-lap heat races. So it'll be halfway this time. 4 laps gone, 4 laps left for the 25 of Bauckham. Bauckham, Neal, Prince, and Begno, your top 4. Adam Stevens in 5th. 6th is Stephen Hogan. And Levon Cup rounds out the field at the moment. 3 laps to go this time. Now Bo Begno from deep in the field, challenging Baron Prince for the 3rd position. Prince keeps him at bay for the time being. Two circuits left for the 25 of Bauckham. And the purple and gold Dominator race car trying to dominate the field in this one. The C7 star of Corey Neal Jr. having trouble reeling in the 25. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Top 2 cars have broken out tremendously from the rest of the field. More than a straightaway advantage between 2nd and 3rd. They roll down the backstretch and into 3 and 4 for the final time. 25, Josh Bauckham takes the win in heat race number 1. He'll start on the pole of tonight's feature. Corey Neal Jr. will grab the 2nd spot. 3rd place is going to be Baron Prince. 4th, Bo Begno. 5th is Adam Stevens. Stephen Hogan in 6th. And Levon Cup will round out the field. So your top 3 cars in 3rd from Houghton, Louisiana, the 9R of Baron Prince. 2nd place from Bridge City, Texas is the C7 star of Corey Neal Jr. And your heat race winner from Benton, Louisiana, the 25 of Josh Bauckham. Heat race number 2 for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds is going to stack up in this way. On the pole from Sibley, the Williams Flooring and Construction, Blacks Metals, Myers Automotive, Wicked Race Cars. Number 4, 7CC of Connor Williams. On the outside from Seeper, we've got the FTS Supply CBC Welding and Fabrication GRE Race Engines KRC Chassis, the 07 of Adam Ware. Your third starter is from Natchitoches, driving the Mufflix Auto Center, Napa Auto Parts of Natchitoches, PTS Race Engines, Express Race Cars, number 3 of Bob Kellogg. And to the outside, out of Forest Hill, that's the Bernie Speed Performance Forest Hill Growers Engines by Bernie Express Race Cars, number 71 of Matt Bernie. Going 5th on the grid from Texarkana, Arkansas, the AB Performance Bulletproof Tees CB Race Engines Express Race Cars, number L17 of Logan Griffin. And on the outside from Hineston, Louisiana, jockeying the sideline sports and screenings, D&K Forestry CB Race Engines Express Race Cars, number 78 of R.C. Hagan. Your final starter comes to us from Pitkin, Louisiana. Behind the wheel, the Richards Tire APG Wraps DJ Crazy Mandy, number 21 of J.R. Bamberg. Don't forget, next weekend, the Fall Southern Showdown. This class right here before you, the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds, will be dueling for $2,500 on Friday and Saturday for the Fall Southern Showdown. Lights are out. Here we go. Out of turn number 4, Connor Williams and Adam Ware, Bob Kellogg, Matt Bernie, green flag. Bob Kellogg with a good start there as he will dispose of Adam Ware for the second position. Matt Bernie rolls around the outside of Logan Griffin. That's your top 5. With Connor Williams out front in the 4-7 double C. Again, Connor Williams sits atop the Louisiana State point standings for limited modified competition. You can find those standings on Facebook at Bayou Dirt Life, presented by JCR Components. All the news, schedules, point standings, results for dirt track racing in the state of Louisiana can be found right there. Bayou Dirt Life, presented by JCR Components on Facebook. Connor Williams is your race leader. Bob Kellogg in the second spot. Out of Ware holding on to third, but he's got some company there. Matt Bernie, Logan Griffin, R.C. Hagan, all right there. It's 4 cars vying for the third spot. Crossed flags shown to your race leader, Williams. We've got 4 laps gone, 4 laps to go. We're going to drift high in turn number 2. That may open the door for Matt Bernie down the back stretch. Bernie having some trouble there. Gets a little bit sideways coming out of turn number 4. That's going to allow Ware to extend his lead in the third spot, as your top 2 cars have broken out yet again in heat race number 2 for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. 2 laps to go. Now for Connor Williams, Bob Kellogg not too far behind. If Williams makes a mistake, Kellogg can pounce. White flag is in the air. One more trip around Sabine Speedway for heat race number 2. Williams rolls right through the middle of 1 and 2, down the back stretch and into 3 and 4 for the last time. Checkered flag waves. Connor Williams is going to join heat race number 1 winner Josh Bauckham on the pole tonight. Bob Kellogg in the second spot. Third place is going to be Adam Ware. 4th, Matt Bernie. 5th is R.C. Hagan. Logan Griffin in the 6th spot. And rounding out the field is J.R. Bamberg. So your top 3 cars. In third from Seeper, the 07 of Adam Ware. Second place from Natchitoches is the 3 of Bob Kellogg. And taking the win from Sibley, Louisiana, the 4-7 double C of Connor Williams. Heat race number 3 for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds is going to line up like this. On the pole From El Dorado, Arkansas, it's the 14 junior of Michael King Jr. And to the outside, out of Florine, the Daniel Brown Oilfield Consulting Wall-to-Wall Racing Engines Hot Chassis, the 11P of Peyton Parker. To the inside of row number 2, the current Sabine Speedway point leader. From Jonesboro, the Woodrow Low Trucking, Mark Kennedy Plumbing, Paul Leedy Race Engines, Western Flyer Race Cars, number B99 of Ben Leedy. And on the outside, the brother of Heat Race number 2 winner. From Sibley, the Williams Flooring and Construction Blacks Metals Myers Automotive IRP Race Cars, the 7CC of Colby Williams. Your 5th starter in the 5C from DeRitter, the Joel's Auto Sales, Villeman Tech Sales, R&R Racing Engines Express Race Car of Logan Crayon. And to the outside from Rusk, Texas, the 5W Consulting, Denny Geiber Racing, Bingham Racing, or Ramirez Race Cars, number 3 of Levi Wilkerson. And last on the grid from Shreveport, piloting the Get Lit Lighting, KB Custom Designs, A-Mark Metals Quick Race Cars, 25J of Jacob McRae. Green light is on. We are racing for the 3rd and final heat race for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. 8 laps in distance. All cars advance to the A feature. Michael King Jr. out front early in the 14 JR. Colby Williams pacing behind by about 8 car lengths. B99 of Ben Leedy there in 3rd. Front of Levi Wilkerson, Logan Crayon, Jacob McRae, and Peyton Parker. And Michael King Jr. loops it all by himself out front. That's going to bring out the caution flag. One lap in the books. We've got 7 to go. Speaking of 7, it's the 7cc of Colby Williams out front now. As the 14 junior charged with the caution, he'll have to go to the back of the pack. Green flag. And that one's going to be ruled a no start. Colby Williams firing early there. Got to fire between the yellow tractor tires in turn number 4. So the lights are out again. We're going to give him a warning. One more chance. He's got a fire between the yellow tires in turn number 4. Much better start that time as flagman Larry Horn throws the green. Ben Leedy pacing behind in the second spot. Levi Wilkerson now up to third. Michael King Jr. back up to the 4th spot. Michael King Jr. challenging Levi Wilkerson for the 3rd position, but can't wrestle it away from him. Halfway, 4 laps down, 4 laps to go for Colby Williams. Now King with a good run down the back straightaway on Levi Wilkerson. He's going to slide up to block the spot at the middle of the racing surface. And he'll take 3rd place away. Two laps to go for Colby Williams. White flag coming out this time, 1 lap to go. Cars pretty well distanced from one another. Don't see any battles on the racetrack here for the last lap as they roll down the back stretch. Out of corner number 4, the green checkered flag. Colby Williams wins heat race number 3. Second place is going to be Ben Leedy. Third will go to Michael King Jr. Fourth is Levi Wilkerson. Logan Crayon rounding out the top 5. Jacob McRae and Peyton Parker will round out the field. So your top 3 cars in third from El Dorado, Arkansas. It's the 14 Junior of Michael King Jr. Second place from Jonesboro, the B99 of Ben Leedy. And your heat race winner from Sibley, the 7cc of Colby Williams. The Foy Motors Crate Late Models Heat Race number 1 looks like this. On the pole from Florine, driving the Christopher Sylvia Attorney at Law. Villeman Trucks Barry Wright Race Cars, number 69 of Stacy Villeman. On the outside, with a few wins here this season from Baytown, Texas, the Mirage Construction Capano Pools Stratagem Suspension Longhorn Chassis, the one of Kevin Sitton. To the inside of row number 2 from Manny, the Powell & Sons, bodies by Donnie Super S Oils, MB Customs by K. Dillard Racing, number 18 of Caleb Dillard. And on the outside from Robaline, piloting the Joel's Auto Sales, S&S Fishing and Rental, Nichols Department Stores, Black Diamond Chassis, the 97, the Thriller, K. Dillard. Going 5th on the grid from Anacoco, the Powell & Son Crawfish to Go bodies by Donnie MB Customs Race Cars, number F9 of Mark Powell. And to the outside from Ragley, the Unleashed Motorsports PTS Tactical Hunter and Saunier Attorney at Law Trackstar Chassis, the 3-8 of Chris Shaw. Your final row on the inside from Houghton, the Advanced Powder Coating Alexander Motorsports Razor Services Black Diamond Chassis, the 54G of Garrett Gibson. And on the outside from Shreveport, the Advanced Powder Coating Lucas Oil Sunoco Race Fuels Black Diamond Chassis, 15 Clayton Stuckey. 8 laps in distance. All cars advance to tonight's A feature. Stacy Villeman and Kevin Sitton from the pole. A pair of Dillards in row number 2. Green flag. Villeman goes up top to cover the line. Kevin Sitton behind him. Cade Dillard in the 3rd spot. Villeman, Sitton, Dillard, and Powell, the top 5. Garrett Gibson on the inside of Clayton Stuckey as they pull away from Chris Shaw at the back of the pack. Cade Dillard testing the bottom out of turn number 4, looking to catapult his way past Kevin Sitton for the 2nd spot. Sitton up top, Dillard down on the bottom. He'll have to settle for the 3rd spot, at least for the time being. Stacy Villeman is out front. He's the current point leader here at Sabine Speedway. He missed last time out, but still sits atop the point standings over Caleb Dillard, who now sits in the 4th spot. Kevin Sitton gets sideways right in front of Dillard. He'll lose the 2nd spot, but he'll keep it rolling, it seems, through the infield. Cade Dillard in the 2nd spot. Now Caleb Dillard up to 3rd. Kevin Sitton back out onto the racing surface, so we stay green. 4 laps down and 4 laps to go. Sitton in the way of the 38 of Chris Shaw, and now Sitton going to pull to a stop with the caution flag waving. Foy Chevrolet Buick GMC is proud to serve the areas of Manny, Alexandria, Natchitoches, Leesville, and Mansfield, Louisiana, as well as Hemphill, Texas, by providing only the best customer service possible and the highest quality new and used vehicles at exceptional prices. Whether you're looking to buy or lease, our dealership is sure to have the perfect vehicle for you at a price you can afford. Visit foymotors.com or stop by the lot on San Antonio Avenue in Manny. Shout out to Foy Motors, title sponsor here at Sabine Speedway for the Crate Late Model Division. Lights are out. Coming out of turn number 4, Stacy Villeman puts the power to the ground to lead the field back to green. Nearly 3 wide for the 3rd spot. Garrett Gibson from the back of the pack up to 4th now. Looking to pull even with Caleb Dillard. He can't do so. In fact, he's going to slip up, allow Mark Powell to get back by him on the inside, and Clayton Stuckey to close. Caleb Dillard still in the 3rd spot. Your top 2 cars in Stacy Villeman and Cade Dillard well out front with 2 laps to go. The battle is at the midpoint of the pack. 54G of Garrett Gibson trying to reel back in the F9 of Mark Powell. 15 of Clayton Stuckey right there with the 1 of Kevin Sitton. White flag is in the air, 1 lap to go. Hustle off of turn number 2 down into 3 and 4 for the final time. Stacy Villeman grabs the checkered flag. He'll start on the pole of tonight's main event. Cade Dillard 2nd, Caleb Dillard 3rd, Mark Powell in 4th, 5th is Garrett Gibson. 6th place will go to Clayton Stuckey, Kevin Sitton in 7th, and Chris Shaw will round out the field. So your top 3 cars: in 3rd from Manny, the 18 of Caleb Dillard. 2nd place from Robeline, the 97 of Cade Dillard. And taking the win from Florine, the 69 of Stacy Villeman. Heat race number 2 for the Foy Motors Crate Late Models is going to look like this. On the pole from Florine, the Brian Cook Trucks, Warshocks by CDR, MB Customs by Cade Dillard, Racing number 100 of Brian Cook. On the outside, out of Vidor, Texas, is the 22 of Tracy Denby Sr. Your third starter is from Leesville, the AGS Auto Glass Williams Epoxy Flooring Total Custom Carburetors Rocket Chassis, the 4X of Brock Williams. On the outside of row number 2, from Natchitoches, the Trimax Industries Redline Rentals Budweiser Laser Chassis 21X of Ryan French. Your fifth starter from Texarkana, Arkansas, the AB Performance Bubba Green Towing Joel Ball Logging Black Diamond Chassis, the B17 of Brandon Ball. And on the outside from Flatwoods, Louisiana, your sixth starter in the FTS Supply KC Contracting CBC Welding Rocket XR1 Chassis 76B is Jerry Basco. To the inside of the final row, out of Alexandria, Louisiana, the Wise Arms LLC First Class Septic Blackout Power Rocket XR1 by Litton, number 6X of Rob Litton. And your final starter from Flatwoods and the JCL Blackout Power FTS Supply CBC Welding Rocket XR1 Chassis is the 68B of Corey Basco. Eight laps in distance, all cars transfer to tonight's A feature. We're getting set to go green in turn number 4. Brian Cook, Tracy Denby Sr., Brock Williams, Ryan French, Brandon Ball, Jerry Basco, Rob Litton, and Corey Basco. This is the second and final heat race for the Foy Motors Crate Late Models. Green flag. Brian Cook leads the field off of turn number 2. Tracy Denby Jr. in the double deuce down on the bottom. 4X of Brock Williams rides in third. They were 3 wide for just a moment behind him, battling for fourth. And now they get together, coming out down the front, straightaway carnage. And that ended much better than it could have. Caution flag waves. The 21X of Ryan French was sideways at a very fast pace down the front straightaway. I'm very surprised that a wheel didn't dig in and he didn't go for a ride down the front stretch. The American Championship Series is here to give money back to the drivers. The ACS is a 100% payback point series for factory stocks and limited modifieds. The complete payout is listed on our website. Register for $100, we track your progress, and you win money. It's that simple. Participating tracks are listed online as well at AmericanChampionshipSeries.com. The lights go dark. Green flag as Ryan French exits into the pitting area down the back straightaway. We get going again here. Green flag flies. They're side by side for the second spot. Brock Williams on the outside. Tracy Denby Jr. on the inside, and he's going to loop it right in front of Brandon Ball. And that ended up better than it could have as well. The caution flag waves. Yeah, that's 2 crashes in a row that looked to be getting ready to be much worse than they turned out. Again, we want to remind all of you that we will be racing next weekend, Friday and Saturday, for the Fall Southern Showdown. $5,000 to win for the BOM Bank Factory stocks. $2,500 to win for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. The front-wheel drive 4 cylinders will race on Friday, I believe, and the Ford Motors Crate Late Models, this class right here before you, will be here next Saturday at Sabine Speedway for the Fall Southern Showdown. Also, mark your calendars for October 7th and 8th, the Ty Villeman Memorial right here at Sabine Speedway. And on October 22nd, it will be our championship points night here at Sabine. So make sure you mark your calendar for all of those events. Next weekend, September 16th and 17th, the Fall Southern Showdown. October 7th and 8th is the Ty Villeman Memorial. And October 22nd, the Sabine Speedway Championship Night. I've got to correct myself real quick. The 22 car, I believe I said at least once that it was Tracy Denby Jr. It is actually Tracy Denby Sr. driving the 22. He's off of the speedway now after spinning out in turn number 3. We're getting set to go back green flag racing here in just a moment out of turn number 4. 1 lap complete. Brandon Ball gets side by side with Brock Williams as they roll down the back straightaway. Now Ball on the inside. He's going to try to slide up to protect the line. Brian Cook is your race leader. Brandon Ball in the second spot with Brock Williams in third. Rob Litton now rips the lip on the outside in the 6X from the inside of the final row in the 6X. Now side by side with Brock Williams for third. Rob Litton has sealed up the Thunder Valley Speedway Points Championship in the Crate Late Model Division. And now we're halfway home, 4 laps down, 4 laps to go for Brian Cook. Brandon Ball looks to be reeling in the 100. 2 laps to go for Brian Cook. Can he hold off a charging Farmerville freight train? Down the back stretch and into 3 and 4. Side by side now for the race lead. Here comes Brandon Ball to the inside. White flag in the air. Brian Cook holds him off at least for the time being. Now into turns 1 and 2. Did Brandon Ball show his cards too early? Down the back straightaway for the final time. Ball going to try to get a diamond run off at turn number 4, but it won't be enough. Brian Cook wins the second and final heat race for the Ford Motors Crate Late Models. Brandon Ball second, third is Rob Litton, fourth Brock Williams. Jerry Basco and Corey Basco will round out the field. So your top 3 cars: in third from Alexandria, the 6X of Rob Litton. Second place from Texarkana, Arkansas, the B17 of Brandon Ball. And taking the win from Florine, Louisiana, the 100 of Brian Cook. Up next will be the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. Heat race number 1 lines up like this. On the pole, the current point leader here at Sabine Speedway, as well as the current Louisiana State point leader for Factory Stocks with the Bayou Dirt Live presented by JCR Components. From Colfax, Louisiana, the J&M Sandblasting Bodies by 88M CB Race Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 88M of Joshua Martin. Another Josh joins him on the front row. On the outside from Shreveport, in the Twin City Towing All Property Services PTS Racing Engines Laser Race Cars, number 10X of Josh Daughtery. To the inside of row number 2, out of Anacoco, the original Sugartown Watermelon Stand, Howard Loon Construction Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 7L is Dwayne Rains. On the outside of row number 2 from Baytown, Texas, behind the wheel of the 310 Fabrication Southeast Texas Aquarium Specialist Stanley Race Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 113 is Justin McClelland. The 100 Plus is going to be Ross Cook in the Wade Cook Used Cars. Brian Cook Trucks, number 100 Plus from Florine. Randy Wheeler in the 4J from Leesville. And Frank Canizaro. Frank the Tank at the back of the pack in the 5 from Mansfield. Joshua Martin and Josh Daughtery battle for the race lead. Martin has it out of turn number 4. Daughtery in the second spot, Dwayne Rains in third, Justin McClelland, Ross Cook, Frank Canizaro, and Randy Wheeler is your running order. Here comes Cook to the inside of Rains, trying to reel that third spot away. And Cook's going to have him at the line there for third, the 100 Plus of Ross Cook ahead of Dwayne Rains that time by the flag stand. Joshua Martin is out front in the 88M. Second spot belongs to Josh Daughtery. Dwayne Rains was able to get right back around Ross Cook for the third spot. Now here comes Cook again, looking for the diamond runoff up turn number 2. Can't pull even at the back stretch. Cross flags displayed. We've got 4 laps in the books, 4 laps yet to be drawn up for the 88M of Joshua Martin. And now Dwayne Rains drifts high in turn number 2. That opens the door for Ross Cook. Cook will take the third spot away down the back stretch and into turn number 3. Now he sets his sights on Josh Daughtery in the 10X. Out of turn 4, they go wheel to wheel for second. Daughtery hangs on, at least for the moment, as Joshua Martin is all alone out front, looking to start on the pole of tonight's A feature. 2 laps to go this time for Martin. And Ross Cook gets a little bit sideways with a love tap to Josh Daughtery. Daughtery going to give it right back to him as Cook is now in the second spot. Ross Cook second, Josh Daughtery third, Dwayne Rains in fourth with Frank Canizaro rounding out the top 5. White flag high to the sky. One more trip, this time by for the 88M of Joshua Martin. Martin, Cook, Daughtery, Rains, Canizaro, McClelland, and Wheeler. Joshua Martin's going to pick up the win. We're going to have to wait a little while for the second place finisher to cross the finish line, but it's going to be Ross Cook. Josh Daughtery in third, Dwayne Rains fourth, Frank Canizaro in fifth, Justin McClelland sixth, and seventh. Rounding out the field is Randy Wheeler. So your top 3 cars in third. From Shreveport, the 10X of Josh Daughtery. Second place from Florine, the 100 Plus of Ross Cook. And taking the win from Colfax, the 88M of Joshua Martin. Heat race number 2 is going to look like this. On the pole from Florine, the Advanced Performance Engines Destroyer Chassis, number 52 of Aaron Lawrence. And to the outside from Provençal, piloting the Delta Consulting LCC Trucking Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 23, that is Daniel Jones. To the inside of row number 2, out of Provençal, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Joey K's Garage Service Holman Race Engines Bootlegger Race Cars, number 15X of Dakota Wyatt. And to the outside from Robeline, behind the wheel of the Scotty Shade Tree Performance Myers Automotive CB Race Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 1 of Stony Dubois. To the inside of your final row, out of Robeline, Cane River Waterslide Bureau Consulting Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars. Number 55 is Dalton Dubois. The 004 will be Todd Freydu out of Florine. He is sponsored. Excuse me, we got a little bit of trouble here down the front straightaway. A couple of cars together. The 004 of Todd Freydu, sponsored by Smell Smoke Racing, Freydu Car Care, and Greer Motorsports. BOM Bank was established in June of 1903 in Montgomery, Louisiana. Local businessmen saw a need for a financial institution to open in order to help the needs of Grant Parish. BOM now employs over 130 staff members among 16 branches across Grant, Natchitoches, Sabine, Bienville, Bossier, Caddo, and Rapides parishes, as well as Sabine and Angelina counties of Texas. As a community bank, BOM takes pride in offering the best products and services for our customers, strives to provide and revitalize our communities by volunteering and providing financial literacy, and invest in our staff by continuing their banking education. For more information, visit BOFM.com. It's going to be an original restart here. Heat race number 2 for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. 52 of Aaron Lawrence was scheduled to start on the inside pole, but he's never raced before, so he's electing wisely to start at the back of the pack. So that's going to move Dakota Wyatt to the inside pole. Dakota Wyatt, Daniel Jones, Dalton Dubois, Stoney Dubois, Aaron Lawrence, and Todd Fredu. All 6 of these competitors fairly local to the Manny area. Also, I believe I misspoke about Todd Fredu earlier in the 004. He's from Manny, not Florine. Green flag waves. Daniel Jones around the outside. Now they go in stair-step formation off of turn number 2. It's a 3-car battle for the race lead. Dakota Wyatt, Daniel Jones, Dalton Dubois. Off of turn number 4, Jones has the spot, and 15X of Dakota Wyatt gets into him just a little bit there. Dalton Dubois will roll around the outside of his brother-in-law. Daniel Jones, Dalton Dubois, Dakota Wyatt. That's your top 3. Stoney Dubois and Todd Fredu rounding out the top 5. Still Jones, your race leader. Winner of this heat race is going to start on the outside pole next to Joshua Martin. Halfway, 4 laps down, 4 laps to go for Daniel Jones. And the 52 of Aaron Lawrence gets a little bit crossed up there in turn number 4. He's going to park it in the infield. We got 3 laps to go for the 2-3. Two laps to go. Dakota Wyatt trying to reel in Dalton Dubois for the second position. Dubois overtook Wyatt for second a little while ago. Wyatt's car looks to be pretty loose here in heat race number 2. White flag is in the air, 1 lap to go. Jones will lead the field off of turn number 2 and down the back stretch. For the final time into the 3rd and 4th corners, checkered flag waves. Daniel Jones is going to start on the outside pole of tonight's A feature. Dalton Dubois in second, Dakota Wyatt third, 4th is Stoney Dubois, and Todd Fredu will round out the field. So your top 3 cars in third from Provençal, the 15X of Dakota Wyatt. Second place from Robeline, the 55 of Dalton Dubois. And taking the win from Provençal, the 23 of Daniel Jones. Now your third and final heat race for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. The final heat race of the night. On the pole from Dry Prong, the JCR Components Affordable Cleaning Team. Rodney Howell Performance Engines Holy Moly Chassis, the 3 of CJ Howell. On the outside from Quitman is the 95 of Hayden Beckham. To the inside of row number 2 from Leesville, the FTS Supply Henry's Motorsports Bud's Auto and Towing 7L Racing, number C11 of Kyle Bassett. To the outside, out of Anacoco, driving the Howard Lewin Construction Powell and Son AMS Racing Engines MRC chassis is the 44 of Toby Earhart. Your final row to the inside from Colfax, the K&M Rebuilders Original Parker Chairs and Swings Don's Racing Engines Outlaw Race Cars number 9 of John Parker Jr. Into the outside is going to be Mickey Steele in the 37 from Ball, Louisiana, the R&R Racing Engines Destroyer chassis. Up the front street they go, off of turn 2. CJ Howell has already left the field. Hayden Beckham, Kyle Bassett, Toby Earhart all right there. John Parker Jr. now able to get by a few of those competitors. He's up to the 3rd spot. Mickey Steele trying to come with in the 37. Steele will get by Kyle Bassett for the 4th spot. CJ Howell well out front in the JCR Components number 3. Hayden Beckham rides in the 2nd spot ahead of John Parker Jr. and Mickey Steele. Kyle Bassett and Toby Earhart rounding out the field at the moment. John Parker Jr. trying to size up Hayden Beckham, and now to turn number 4, he's going to take the 2nd spot away in the K&M Rebuilders number 9. One mile in the books, 1 mile to go. That's going to be 4 trips around Sabine Speedway, the quarter mile. CJ Howell well out front in the 3 car. Now Mickey Steele able to take the 3rd spot away from Hayden Beckham. CJ Howell, your race leader. John Parker Jr. in 2nd. Mickey Steele in 3rd. Hayden Beckham, Kyle Bassett, and Toby Earhart rounds out the field. Two left for the 3. Nearly a straightaway advantage over John Parker Jr. No significant battles on the racetrack at the moment as the white flag gets set to wave. Now Toby Earhart will be able to pull past the C11 of Kyle Bassett for the 5th spot. The white flag is flying. And just about half a lap left for CJ Howell. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 for the final time. Heat race competition concludes with CJ Howell taking the win in heat race number 3. John Parker Jr. will come around to finish 2nd. 3rd place goes to Mickey Steele. 4th will be Hayden Beckham. 5th is Toby Earhart, and Kyle Bassett will round out the field. So your top 3 cars. In 3rd from Ball, the 37 of Mickey Steele. 2nd place from Colfax, the 9 of John Parker Jr. And taking the win from Dry Prong is the 3 of CJ Howell. All right, folks, now we're going to take about a 10-minute intermission. Now's your last chance to go down to the tent behind the grandstands and get yourself signed up for a raffle ticket. We're raffling off the Deer Hide Seat custom rocking chairs. $5 a ticket there. The drawing will be held on October the 8th, as well as the Hydrofacial, $5 for that ticket. Drawing will be on October 8th for that as well. We've also got Fall Southern Showdown shirts and hoodies down there at the table. So make sure you buy those. We're already out of a few sizes, so if you're wanting one, make sure to get one because next week we may not have the sizes that you want. They are selling fast, so get down there, get yourself a Fall Southern Showdown t-shirt or hoodie. We'll be back with our feature races in just a few moments. Word that Manny High School Tiger football defeated DeRidder High 50-7 tonight. So how about it for the Tigers? Attention in the pits, front-wheel drive, 4 cylinders. We need you to line up for your feature race. Front-wheel drive, 4 cylinders. Please line up for your feature race. All right, folks, it's now time for your first feature of the night, the front-wheel drive 4 cylinders. Starting on the pole from Shreveport, that's going to be the Outlaw Transmission. Golf Cart Palace, Edward Rice Parts Pedaling, DuPont Auto Service, number 06 of Jack DuPont. Ben McDuff on the outside in the F5 from Keithville. The C49 of Chris Waters from Belmont, Louisiana. Driving the team, Lewis Chappell, Micah Arbuckle, Attorney Outlaw, Kevin Barker, Mobile Mechanic, J&M Land Pros entry. The outside is going to be Hunter Hollis from Houghton, Louisiana, the 71K, sponsored by TDJ Oilfield Services. Robert Barber in the 99 car. The Wade Cook Used Cars, Brian Cook Trucks entry from Florine, Louisiana. And on his outside from Manny, the Vines Construction Colt 45 Customs Delta Tree Service RNG Lawn Care, number 11M of Michelle Tedder. Your 7th starter from Robeline, the team Lewis Chappell, number M57, is Mike Soulard. And your final starter, scheduled to be your final starter from Provençal, the Jones Septic Hitman Designs LCC Trucking, number C23 of Colin Jones. Lights are out. Here we go. Jack DuPont and Ben McDuff going to lead the field to the green. We're going 8 laps. 8 laps for the front-wheel drive 4-cylinder feature race. Jack DuPont, Ben McDuff, Hunter Hollis, Chris Waters, and Michelle Tedder, the top 5. No change in the running order with Robert Barber in the 6th spot, Mike Szilard 7th, Colin Jones at the back of the field in the C23. Halfway home, 4 laps down and 4 laps to go. Hunter Hollis looking to the inside of Ben McDuff. They go side by side into turn number 3. Hollis trying to slide up in front for 2nd. Can't make the pass just yet. Ben McDuff still in the 2nd position. White flag in the air for Jack DuPont. 1 lap to go. They roll down the back stretch and into 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag waves. Jack DuPont, your feature winner. Hunter Hollis in the 2nd spot. Ben McDuff 3rd. 4th place is Chris Waters and Michelle Tedder rounding out the top 5. Apologies, folks. We are experiencing technical difficulties with the microphone, so we're not going to be able to do interviews tonight, at least not for the moment. But make some noise for your feature winner, Jack DuPont, in the 06. Okay, folks, we've got a vehicle that needs to be moved. You're blocking somebody in. If you drive a silver Silverado, a silver Chevy Silverado pickup truck, Louisiana license plate WD1754, please move your vehicle. That's a silver Silverado, Chevrolet Silverado, Louisiana plate WD1754. Please move your car. Here is the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds for their feature race on the pole from Benton. The Total Custom Carbs, the Dent Pro Easy One Racing Engines, Dominator Race Cars number 25 is Josh Bauckham. On the outside from Sibley, the Williams Flooring and Construction Blacks Metals Myers Automotive Wicked Race Cars number 47cc of Connor Williams. To the inside of row number 2 from Sibley, Louisiana, the Williams Flooring and Construction Blacks Metals Myers Automotive IRP Race Cars number 7cc of Colby Williams. And to the outside from Bridge City, Texas, the First Class Septic All-in-One Plumbing All-American Race Engines IRP by LN7 number C7 Star of Corey Neal Jr. Your fifth starter from Spring, Texas, the R&L Truck Repair First Class Septic All-American Race Engines IRP by LN7 number 955 of Bo Begno. And to the outside, from Natchitoches, Louisiana, driving the Mufflix Auto Center Napa Auto Parts of Natchitoches PTS Racing Engines Express Race Cars number 3 is the Bullet Bob Kellogg. And to the outside, the current Sabine Speedway point leader from Jonesboro, the Woodrow Lowe Trucking, Mark Kennedy Plumbing, Paul Leedy Race Engines Western Flyer Race Cars number B99 of Ben Leedy. On the outside of row number 3 from Seeper, Louisiana, the FTS Supply, CBC Welding and Fabrication, GRE Race Engines, KRC Chassis, the 07 of Adam Ware. Going 9th on the grid from El Dorado, Arkansas, that's the 14 Junior of Michael King Jr. Sorry, folks, we got some confusion with the starting lineup. Drivers not in their proper places. In the 11th spot, from Forest Hill, Louisiana, the Bernie Speed Performance Forest Hill Growers, Engines by Bernie, Express Race Cars number 71 of Matt Bernie. On the outside, from Rusk, Texas, behind the wheel, the 5W Consulting, Denny Guyver Racing, Bingham Racing, Ramirez Race Cars number 3 is Levi Wilkerson. The 46 is Adam Stevens from Jefferson, Texas. The 78 is R.C. Hagan from Heinston, Louisiana. The 5C is Logan Crayon from DeRitter. The 18 is Stephen Hogan from Jefferson, Texas. From Texarkana, Arkansas, the L17 is Logan Griffin. And on the outside from Shreveport, the 25J of Jacob McRae. The 7L is going to be Levon Cup from Colfax. The 21 is J.R. Bamberg from Pitkin. And the 11P of Peyton Parker from Florine. Lights are out. We're going green. 20 laps in distance for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. Green flag. And we've got a bit of a pile up here in turn number 4. The caution flag's going to come out. Again, folks, we apologize for not having any interviews here at the end of these races. And also, if you're watching at home on Race on Texas, we apologize for the dead time in between race action. I'm having to charge the microphone because it's wanting to die on me, but not sure if it's keeping a substantial charge. So please just remain patient with us as we work through these technical difficulties. Again, I apologize for the dead time, but we're going to try to keep you up to date with the racing, if nothing else. Original restart coming here out of turn number 4. Josh Bauckham and Connor Williams going to send the field green out of turn number 4. 20 laps in distance. Green flag. They hustle off of turn number 2. Corey Neal Jr., your race leader in the C7 Star. Now into turns 3 and 4. Corey Neal Jr. shot like a rocket on the outside. Josh Bauckham in the second spot with Connor Williams third, Colby Williams fourth, and Bob Kellogg in the fifth position, rounding out the top 5. Michael King Jr. in the 6th position, Ben Leedy, Bo Begno, Adam Ware, and Baron Prince is your top 10 at this time. Baron Prince looks to be a little bit off the pace there in the 9R toward the middle of the pack. Looks like he's able to gather it back and continue on racing side by side with Matt Burney now. Corey Neal Jr. approaching lap traffic. The slower car of Peyton Parker will be the first one to face, as he's got about a 15 car length advantage over the 25 of Josh Bauckham. Neal, Bockham, Williams, and King is your top 5. Michael King Jr. peeking to the inside of Colby Williams. They're side by side for 4th down the back stretch. Corey Neal Jr. has been able to get by the 11P of Peyton Parker to put him 1 lap down. Now he's going to set his sights on Levon Cup. He goes a lap down as well. 2 lap cars in between race leader and 2nd place. Now as the 21 of J.R. Bamberg pulls off the speedway, the 11P of Peyton Parker will follow him. Corey Neal Jr., Josh Bockham, Connor Williams, Michael King Jr. now in the 4th spot, with Colby Williams rounding out the top 5. Bob Kellogg, Bo Beckno moving through the field up to the 7th spot now. Ben Levy, Adam Ware, and Levi Wilkerson rounds out the top 10. Bo Beckno just soared right past Bob Kellogg on the outside to move into the 6th spot. Corey Neal Jr. teammates with Bo Beckno for tonight. As we see the cross flags, 10 laps down and 10 laps to go. Corey Neal Jr. way out front with a comfortable lead. We've got a caution in turns 3 and 4. The 78 of R.C. Hagen comes together with, I believe that's the 71 of Matt Burney. That'll bring out the caution. 11 laps complete, 9 laps to go here for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. We're going green in turn number 4. Corey Neal Jr. is your race leader in the C7. Number 4, the C7 star of Corey Neal Jr. gets us rolling. Connor Williams with a good restart that time. He's going to pull ahead of Josh Bauckham in turn number 2. 3 wide now for the 3rd spot. Josh Bauckham on the top. He's going to get a good run down the back straightaway, peeking back to the inside. Trying to take second back away from Connor Williams, but Williams rolls around the outside and he'll stay there. Stair-step formation as they enter turn number 1. Michael King Jr. on the bottom. Josh Bauckham, the meat in the sandwich with the 4-7 double C of Connor Williams in the 2nd spot, and the caution flag will wave. We've got cars stacked up on the front stretch. Again, folks, apologies for the dead time during caution flags. Typically, I try to name off some sponsors and give you something to listen to, but I know at home on Race on Texas, it's difficult to get through the dead time when announcers don't talk very much, but unfortunately, we're dealing with some technical difficulties, so we ask that you bear with us as we struggle through those. These caution laps are going to be pretty quiet. "12 laps in the books, 8 laps to go." Corey Neal Jr., your race leader. And carnage behind your leaders. Bob Kellogg, Ben Leedy, Levi Wilkerson, and Jacob McRae all involved there in turn number 4. Still 12 laps complete, 8 laps to go. Corey Neal Jr. going to lead the field to green. Connor Williams, Josh Bauckham right there as well. Michael King Jr. and Colby Williams rounding out the top 5 as they get back under power. 4 cars right there battling for the second spot. Michael King Jr. to the inside of Connor Williams. Williams slips up. Michael King Jr. will take the second spot away. Corey Neal Jr., your race leader. Michael King Jr. in second. Colby Williams third. Connor Williams in fourth with Josh Bauckham rounding out the top 5 now. Barron Prince and Bob Kellogg both right there, looking to crack their way into the top 5. Matt Burney, Ben Leedy, and Levi Wilkerson is the top 10. Corey Neal Jr. still at the top spot. Michael King Jr. in second. Colby and Connor Williams in third and fourth, respectively, with the 25 of Josh Bauckham rounding out the top 5. 2 laps to go for the C7 Star. The white flag will soar this time. One more trip around Sabine Speedway for Corey Neal Jr. The 18 of Stephen Hogan got crossed up there in turns 1 and 2. He'll gather it back and keep rolling, so we stay green. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 for the final time. Michael King Jr. looks to be too far back to make a move for the race win. Corey Neal Jr. takes the win. Michael King Jr. in second. Third is Colby Williams, Connor Williams fourth, and Josh Bauckham rounds out the top 5. How about a round of applause for your feature winner from Bridge City, Texas, Corey Neal Jr. All right, folks, up next is the Foy Motors Crate Late Models. On the pole from Florine, the Christopher Sylvia Attorney at Law Villeman Trucks Barry Wright Race Cars number 69 of Stacy Villeman. On the outside pole from Florine, the Brian Cook Trucks Warshocks by CDR, MB Customs by K. Dillard Racing number 100 of Brian Cook. To the inside of row number 2, out of Robeline, the Joel's Auto Sales, S&S Fishing and Rental, Nichols Department Stores, Black Diamond Chassis, number 97, the Thriller, K. Dillard. And on the outside from on the outside from Texarkana, Arkansas, the AB Performance Bubba Green Towing, Joel Ball Logging, Black Diamond Chassis number B17 of Brandon Ball. Your fifth starter from Manny, the Powell & Son Bodies by Donnie, Super S Oils, MB Customs by K. Dillard Racing number 18, the Robeline Rocket, Caleb Dillard. And on the outside, the Thunder Valley Speedway Points Champion from Alexandria, in the Wise Arms LLC First Class Septic Blackout Power Rocket XR1 by Litton. Number 6X is Rob Litton. Your seventh starter is from Anacoco, the Powell & Son Crawfish To Go Bodies by Donnie, MB Customs Race Cars number F9 is Mark Powell. And to the outside from Leesville, the AGS Auto Glass Williams Epoxy Flooring Total Custom Carburetors Rocket Chassis number 4X of Brock Williams. Starting ninth, out of Houghton, Louisiana, the Advanced Powder Coating Alexander Motorsports Razor Services Black Diamond Chassis 54G of Garrett Gibson. And to the outside from Flatwoods, the FTS Supply KC Contracting CBC Welding Rocket XR1 Chassis number 76B of Jerry Basco. Clayton Stuckey in the 15 from Shreveport, Corey Basco in the 68B from Flatwoods, the 1 of Kevin Sitton from Baytown, Texas, the 38 of Chris Shaw from Ragley, the 22 of Tracy Denby Sr. from Vidor, Texas, and the 21X of Ryan French from Natchitoches, Green Flag Wave. For your 20-lap main event for the Foy Motors Crate Late Models. Down the backstretch, Stacy Villeman leads them into turn number 3. K. Dillard on the bottom, trying to hustle by. Brian Cook, Brandon Ball, and Caleb Dillard is your top 5. There's Rob Litton on the outside taking a peek. He's going to rip the lip around the outside of Caleb Dillard. Now Garrett Gibson looks to the very bottom of the speedway, looking to make a pass on Caleb Dillard as K. Dillard now pulls even with your race leader side by side for the lead. K. Dillard has the preferred line down on the bottom off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. K. Dillard, your new race leader. Stacy Villeman in the second spot. Third place is Brandon Ball. Brian Cook in 4th. And Rob Litton in the 5th spot. Caleb Dillard, Garrett Gibson, Clayton Stuckey, Brock Williams, and Mark Powell is your top 10. Dillard pulling away from the field now. Villeman, Ball, Cook, and Dillard, the top 5. Rob Litton trying to get by Caleb Dillard. 3 cars battling for 4th now as they roll into turn number 3. Out of corner number 4, Ryan Cook holds on to the 4th spot, and Kevin sitting off the pace and into the infield. The 1 car is done. Rob Litton still on the outside of Caleb Dillard, but can't find the momentum to make the pass for the top 5. Still Dillard, Villeman, Ball, Cook, and Dillard, the top 5. Garrett Gibson now challenging with Rob Litton as they roll down the back stretch. Halfway home, 10 laps down, 10 laps to go for the Thriller. Caution flag on the Speedway. right at the midway point in this 20-lap affair. 10 laps in the books, 10 laps to go for Cade Dillard. Brandon Ball with a great restart that time in the B17 on the outside. He pulls away from Stacy Villeman. They were 4 wide momentarily for the 4th spot, now 3 wide for 5th. Garrett Gibson is making a charge through the field. Started 9th, he's up to 4th and challenging for 3rd. Gibson on the inside of Villeman now. He's going to look for the 3rd spot out of turn number 2, and he has it at the midway point of the back straightaway. Cade Dillard, your race leader now. Caleb Dillard off the pace in the 18 car. He was running in or near the top 5 for the duration of the race, but his night comes to a close in the 18. Cade Dillard out front. Brandon Ball in 2nd. Garrett Gibson 3rd. 4th place is Stacy Villeman and Rob Litton rounding out the top 5. Clayton Stuckey, Brian Cook, Jerry Vasco, Brock Williams, and Tracy Denby Sr. is the top 10. Four fingers and a thumb shown by Larry Horn. That means there's 5 laps to go for the 97 Black Diamond. Trouble for the 76B of Jerry Vasco. He's off the pace down the back straightaway. He'll pull into the pits. 2 laps to go this time for the Thriller. Now Rob Litton to the outside of Stacy Villeman. They come together in turns 3 and 4. Clayton Stuckey able to squeeze by. And Rob Litton able to keep going. We stay green. The F9 of Mark Powell into the infield. His night comes to a close as the white flag waves for Cade Dillard. One more trip around Sabine Speedway for the former regular of the World of Outlaws Late Model Tour. Off at turn 2, down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag waves. The 97 of Cade Dillard gets it done here tonight. Second place goes to the B17 of Brandon Ball. Garrett Gibson from 9th to 3rd. Clayton Stuckey will grab 4th, and Stacy Villeman rounds out the top 5.
I knew he would too.
Huh?
I knew he would too.
But I thought, his brother get it too. But he laid back. Big brother got it.
Oh yeah.
How about it for the 97 of Cade Dillard? Here's the final feature race of the night, the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. On the pole from Colfax, Louisiana, the J&M Sandblasting Bodies by 88 MCB Race Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 88M of Joshua Martin. On the outside from Provençal in the LCC Trucking, Delta Consulting Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 23 is Daniel Jones. From Dry Prong, Louisiana, the JCR Components, number 3 is CJ Howell. And on the outside, the Brian Cook Trucks, number 100 plus of Ross Cook from Florine. The Bureau Consulting, number 55 is Dalton Dubois from Roboline. On the inside of row number 3, it's his outside from Colfax, the K&M Rebuilders, number 9 of John Parker Jr. The Twin City Towing 10X is Josh Daughtery from Shreveport. The 15X is Dakota Wyatt from Provençal. Mickey Steele, Dwayne Rains, Stoney Dubois, Hayden Beckham, Frank Canizaro, Todd Fredu, Toby Earhart, Justin McClelland, Kyle Bassett, Randy Wheeler, and Aaron Lawrence is the field. Green flag waves. Daniel Jones around the outside of Joshua Martin for the race lead. 3 and 4 wide down the back stretch in the middle of the pack. Jones leads the field off at turn number 4. Joshua Martin in the second spot. CJ Howell third. Fourth place is Ross Cook. Dalton Dubois rounding out the top 5. Daniel Jones with a healthy advantage at the race lead. Joshua Martin in the second spot. CJ Howell third. Brian Cook, Dalton Dubois, John Parker Jr., Josh Daughtery, Mickey Steele, Dakota Wyatt, and Stoney Dubois rounding out the top 10. Dwayne Rains, Frank Canizaro, Justin McClelland, Hayden Beckham, Randy Wheeler, and Toby Earhart. We got a caution in turn number 3. Kyle Bassett in the C11. Three laps down, 17 laps to go. Daniel Jones, your race leader, out front for the Texas-style restart. Joshua Martin choosing the inside. CJ Howell on the outside and set to go green. And Stoney Dubois gets turned into the infield in the one car. He's going to pull it back out to the racing surface and bring out the caution. Still 3 laps gone, 17 laps yet to be had. Daniel Jones, Joshua Martin, CJ Howell, Ross Cook, Dalton Dubois, John Parker Jr., Josh Daughtery, Mickey Steele, Dakota Wyatt, Dwayne Raines, Frank Cannizzaro, Justin McClelland, Randy Weaver, Hayden Beckham, Toby Earhart, Kyle Bassett, Aaron Lawrence, and Stoney Dubois. Green flag. They'll shuffle on into turns 1 and 2, nearly 3 wide for the second spot, but Joshua Martin emerges. The double 8M trying to reel in the 23 of Daniel Jones for the race lead. They're 2 by 2 for third on back to fifth. And we've got a bit of a pile up here in turn number 1. It's going to involve 2 autism awareness cars, Randy Wheeler and Kyle Bassett, as well as Dwayne Raines, Toby Earhart. And that's going to bring out the caution. 4 laps down, 16 laps to go. Going to try to look for a good, clean start here. And we are green. Daniel Jones leads the field off of 4. Joshua Martin, C.J. Howell, John Parker Jr., and Ross Cook, the top 5. Jones, Howell, Martin, Parker, and Cook, the top 5. DuBois, Daughtery, McClelland, Wyatt, and Rains is the top 10. Daniel Jones with about a half straightaway advantage over C.J. Howell. Halfway signal is displayed. 10 laps down, 10 laps to go on the final race of the night. One of Stoney DuBois off the pace, looks to have a flat right rear tire. His night comes to a close in the 1 car. Still Daniel Jones out front, C.J. Howell in second, Joshua Martin, John Parker Jr., and Ross Cook, with Dalton DuBois, Josh Daughtery, Justin McClelland, Dakota Wyatt, and Dwayne Rains rounding out the top 10. Now Ross Cook gets shuffled into the infield in the 100-plus car, and his night may be coming to a close. Got some synchronized spinning there in turns 3 and 4. The C11 and the 95 both able to make it off at the Speedway safely. Five laps to go this time for Daniel Jones. Two laps to go this time And C.J. Howell is reeling in your race leader, Daniel Jones. C.J. Howell is all over Daniel Jones now. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go on the night. Out of turn number 4, Daniel Jones is going to hold the line. White flag, 1 lap to go. Off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway for the final time. Into 3 and 4. Checkered flag waves. And Daniel Jones takes the win. C.J. Howell in second. Third place is John Parker Jr. Joshua Martin fourth. And Dalton Dubois rounds out the top 5. Make some noise for your feature winner, Daniel Jones. Folks, we thank you so much for joining us here at Sabine Speedway for the weekly racing series. The event will be back in action next Friday and Saturday for the Fall Southern Showdown. $5,000 on the line for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. $2,500 to win for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. The Foy Motors Crate Late Models and the front-wheel drive 4 cylinders will also be in action next weekend for the Fall Southern Showdown right here at Sabine Speedway. Again, apologies for the mechanical issues that we were experiencing. We thank you for your patience, and we again apologize for the dead time during the cautions, the lack of interviews throughout the night. But we thank you again for joining us. Please drive home safely. Support your local racetrack tomorrow night. Super B Speedway will be in action. Thunder Valley Speedway has their final points night as well. Boot Hill Speedway is hosting the Short Track Super Series Cajun region. I'll be on the mic there for the Advanced Powder Coating Weekly Racing Series divisions at Boot Hill Speedway. So you've got some options around the state. Boot Hill Speedway, Super B Speedway, and Thunder Valley Speedway all in action tomorrow night. Support your local racetracks and those who support local racing, and we'll see you next weekend for the Fall Southern Showdown. My name is Joshua Bell. It's been my pleasure to be your announcer. You can find us on Facebook at Sabine Speedway. You can find me on Facebook at Joshua Bell-Announcer. Drive home safely. Thank you, and good night.